Hello, dude, Left for Life here, bringing you guys a brand new deck profile. Today we got Scraps. Oh my god, I've been wanting to do a deck profile on these guys ever since we finally got Wyvern, like, what, 2 months ago now? Something like that, even longer probably. It's been a while, but now that we finally have the Master Rule revision change, and I finally have free time again thanks to being locked up in my house, I can finally do this deck profile. I am very happy with Scraps and how they are performing with Wyvern, and now with unfiltered access to the main monster zone with their Synchros, because my god, I hate links. I've made that, maybe I haven't made that very clear to you guys back in the past, but I don't know. I digress. So, with that being said, let's get on with it. I love Scraps. I am so happy I can play this deck again. First and foremost, let's talk about the big guy, Scrap Golem. This is like one of your main summons off the field spell, and also Scrap Wyvern, because once per turn you can target any level 4 or lower Scrap monster in your graveyard, spell summon it either to your side of the field or your opponent's. I don't know why you'd want to summon it to your opponent's, maybe for some certain wombo combos, but it's really not necessary. I guess really mainly just to trigger their effects, because then they would die by their own card effects by attacking them, but I digress. Just getting to summon any dude from your graveyard to your field zone once per turn. Well, not your field zone, but you know what I mean, your monster zone, your field, whatever, yada yada. Just getting a free monster reborn out of this thing once per turn, per copy, and you can resummon the same copy repeatedly to get it off. It's pretty stupid. I love it. This thing is awesome. Moving on, we got, oh, but that drawing into it is horrible, by the way. Next up, we got triple Scrap Chimera. He cannot be used for the synchro summon of a monster except for a Scrap monster, and whenever he is normal summon, you can target a level 4 or lower Scrap tuner in your graveyard, special summon it. Actually, I don't even think it has to be, yeah, just any Scrap tuner. It doesn't have to be level 4 or lower, but I don't think they have, oh wait, no, don't they have a level 6? I can't remember. There's like a crappy high-level Scrap tuner, and I can't remember what level it was, but oh well. Scrap Chimera, he basically is a one-card synchro or link play, kind of goes without saying why you play him. Next up, we got triple Scrap Orthros. Scrap Orthros is like one of the best cards in the deck, because this thing is pretty nutty. He cannot be normal summoned or set. Can only be spell summoned by a card effect, like for instance Dura's own thing, where if you control a Scrap monster, you can just special summon him to your field, and then you have to destroy a Scrap monster that you control. And then if he dies by a card effect, you can target a Scrap monster in graveyard except a copy of himself, add it to your hand, which is pretty recurring with Scrap monsters. A lot of the monsters have effects where if they're destroyed by a card effect, or more specifically a Scrap card effect, you get to add a dude from your graveyard to your hand. It's kind of like recycling, you know, something you're supposed to do. But I don't want to get preachy. Why did I say that? I'm stupid. Whatever. Okay, moving on. We got triple Scrap Beast, who also recycles. Because when he dies by a Scrap card effect, he can do the same thing. I'm not going to repeat it. Goblin does the same thing. Anyway, so, and then also he has a crappy effect where if like he's targeted for an attack while in defense position, he kills himself at the end of the battle. Like, what? Okay, he's literally just this thing is basically a normal monster with the effect to recur a dude from your graveyard if he dies, and he's really just mainly here for being a tuner. Like, that's about it. He also does have the neat little effect of recursion, but it doesn't come up too often. Next up, we got triple Scrap Goblin, who can't be destroyed in battle. At the end of the battle phase, he gets killed by his own effect, and then he also recurs a dude from the graveyard. The big thing here is that he's a level 3 tuner, and you can make level 8s with him and Golem, so you can make also other stuff, but I digress. He's just another tuner. One, Scrap Shark, because this thing is pretty stupid, kind of in certain circumstances. If you activate a card effect, he kills himself automatically. And then if he is destroyed by a Scrap card effect, he lets you send a dude from your deck to your graveyard, which lets you immediately set up synchro and link plays with him in your graveyard. Next up, we got 2 Red Blossom from Underroot, and I really hope you guys can't hear that freaking lawnmower in the background. I swear everybody's mowing their lawns lately. Anyway, so Red Blossom from Underroot. This thing I've been wanting to test out in a deck ever since she came out in dual power, and I really like her in Scraps. You can banish a spell card from your graveyard to special summon her. That right there makes her immediate link plays with the Link monster, because the Link monster needs any 2 monsters, including at least 1 Scrap, and this deck plays a crap ton of spells. So she's not hard to summon at all, and then you contribute her, target a basically you target a monster that's a Link, Fusion, Synchro, whatever, in your opponent's graveyard, banish it, and then you bring back a dude from your graveyard with the same typing. So like, oh, you banish Synchro, you summon a Synchro from your graveyard. That kind of thing. It doesn't come up too often because you're mainly using her for Link plays, but it is a nice little bonus effect. And I got to effect filler. If you really don't like Red Blossom, you can also replace her with Ash Blossom. It's, you know, the Lolly version. It's down to what you want to do though, in terms of your thing. I just really like her as being a easy way of making Scrap Wyvern, and also being a walking monster reborn. It comes up quite a bit. Next up, for the spells, we got 3 of the field spells. Scrap Factory. I can't do this. I can't do the Terminator song. Why am I trying? Anyway, so the Scrap Factory. All scraps gain, what, 200 attack? Okay, cool. It makes your Scrap Dragon 3k. Awesome. But the bigger thing is if a scrap monster dies by a card effect, you can summon any scrap monster from your deck. Just wow, okay. Makes the deck work as how it's intended and makes for some really fun wombo combo plays. It is a hard once per turn, so you can't like activate another and get the same effect. It really does kind of suck in that regard, but oh well, it is basically a free special summon from deck once a turn. Next up, we got 3 Scrap Storm. You target a scrap you control, send a scrap from your deck to the graveyard, and then you pop that scrap and you draw a card. Like, what? So you target a scrap you control, send a scrap from your deck to the graveyard, then draw a card, and then you destroy the selected monster. And since that selected monster got destroyed by a scrap card effect, you can grab back the dude you just sent to the graveyard with this thing, and then you can also trigger the effective scrap of the field spell. Talk about advantage! Like, holy crap, I love this card so much. It just lets you just go crazy, very easy. Next up, we got 3 Scrap Yard. Add any scrap tuner from your deck to your hand. I kind of wish there was any scrap monster, but hey, I'll take the tuners. Let's get Orthros, which is kind of like the important one, because Orthros, being the main special summoner dude, is like one of the big ones. 3 Supply Squad. I know some people really don't like this card. I really like it for what it does for this deck. Just letting you just go off on the plussing. Okay, like for instance, okay, having the field spell out, having a scrap dude out, activate Scrap Storm while Supply Squad is out. Okay, you send your dude, you draw your card, you pop your dude, you activate the field spell Chain Link 1, you activate Supply Squad Chain Link 2, activate the effect of scrap you just got popped Chain Link 3, and oh my god, the just resources is just insane. Next up, we got 2 Ayers Rock Sunrise. You target 1 beast type monster in your graveyard, supposed to summon that target, then it drops your opponent's monster's attack powers by the like number of beast, wing beast, yada yada, by however much. It doesn't matter. The big thing is that this is a monster reborn that's not once per turn. Well, it is once per turn, but it's not limited. And you get to bring back any of your beasts, so your Orthros, your Chimeras, that you just kind of go off from there. 2 Pot of Desires, because we don't have enough draw power. 1 Monster Reborn, 1 Pot of Avarice, to recur because this deck burns through its resources so fast. 1 Fool's Burial to kind of help the deck get going. And then 1 Terraforming to search out the field spell. I love this deck so much. Can you tell? I'm like super hyper today. Maybe it's because I am finally getting motivated to do stuff again. So, on to the extra deck, we got triple Scrap Wyvern. Like... Okay, as I have stated before, I'm not the biggest fan of links, and archetypal links that are really good for your archetypes are like the only ones that I'm interested in playing now, unless it's a link-focused deck, but I digress. Scrap Wyvern is flat out amazing. This thing is basically a second Scrap Factory. Once per turn, you can target any scrap in your graveyard, special summon it, and then destroy a scrap you control. And then once per turn, if a scrap is destroyed while he is out on the field, you get to spell summon a scrap from your deck. Like, what? And then I think he has a destruction effect too. Nope, he does not. But however, that is just really good. Like, getting to bring back any scrap, pop a scrap, and then get to summon another scrap from deck, and then, oh, if you happen to have the field spell out, you also get the field spell's effect, and then, oh, you had the Supply Squad too, so you get to draw a card too. It's so stupid how this deck is just able to just splurge out its old main deck. It's so easy. It is ridiculous. Like, if Scraps had better Synchros, this deck would be something scary, but it's really not because the Synchros aren't that good. Oh god. On to the rest of the links. One barricade board blocker to get the field spell back from my graveyard. And once I use that to kind of just help dig through the deck a bit, because this deck can very easily dig super stupid easy. I love it. Moving on to the Synchros. First and foremost, we got the main boss monster that you're mainly making, Scrap Twin Dragon. I know you might be thinking, what? I thought it was Scrap Dragon that you're mainly making. No, Scrap Twin Dragon is a bit better in my experience, because while Scrap Dragon is like really good for just being able to do what he does, target your own guy, pop a dude your opponent controls, all cool. Scrap Twin Dragon bounces 2 cards. He doesn't destroy them, but he bounces 2 cards, which is really good. So you target a dude you control, 2 cards your opponent controls, bounce those 2, pop your own dude, and then, oh hey, if he dies, you can target any non-synchro scrap in your graveyard, which can be the link, and special summon it. This deck is so stupid. Why does this deck not have better synchros? I love it though. If this thing was a quick effect, this deck would be like so much better, but oh well. Speaking of cards that need to be quick effects, Scrap Dragon, I do still play 2 of him. He is a very good monster still. He's just not as good as Scrap Twin in my opinion, because there's just way too many floaty effects and way too many you can't destroy me, but oh, you can bounce me effects out there nowadays. And Scrap Dragon is still a really good card. He's a 2800, level 8, super easy to make. Pop a dude you control, pop a guard your opponent controls, and then if he dies, you can summon any non-synchro scrap from your graveyard, which again can be the link. And then I do play 1 Atomic Scrap Dragon. I know people really don't like Atomic Scrap Dragon, partly because he's kind of annoying to make, and then he also doesn't have a very great effect. So again, like with the other 2, like you would think, okay, so the natural progression would be that after Scrap Twin Dragon bounces 2, Atomic Scrap Dragon would bounce 3. No, he kind of does, but he doesn't. He gets rid of cards in graveyards. Once per turn, you can target 1 card you control and up to 3 cards in your opponent's graveyard. Destroy the card you control and shuffle the 3 that you target in your opponent's graveyard into the deck. And then also, of course, if he dies, you can special summon any scrap from your graveyard that's not a synchro. The biggest thing is that there's a lot of graveyard effects nowadays, and being able to get rid of those and get rid of your opponent's resources in the graveyard is very important. So basically having a 3200 beat stick that also doubles as a triple DD crow by shuffling the targets back into the deck, I just don't see the downside to it. The only real one really is that he is very obnoxious to summon. He has a very weird level for scraps, so you have to go out of your way to do it. It is doable, but it's not particularly amazing to do. He is a very awesome monster though for what he does for the deck. He also does need at least two or more monsters to make, which so you can't like cheese him out with like one of the synchros or something. I do also play 1 Draco Berserker of the Tenyi as another level 8 target. There's other ones out there, but I wanted to squeeze in some Xyz and everything. I'm kind of thinking about dropping Surge on Barricade Board Blocker so I can squeeze in more like Stardust or something, but oh well. 1 number 60 Dugaris just to get more draws, special summons, his effects in general. He's just really good for what the deck wants to do. Helps make you do OTKs too, so you can make your Scrap Twin Dragon a freaking 6,000 beater. 1 Abyss Dweller from locking out my opponent's graveyard effects, and 1 Ygopro Emerald to be able to have even more recursion because its deck needs it. It burns through its resources so fast. And then that's the deck. I feel like I went through it real fast, but I probably didn't. This is somehow going to be like 12 minutes long, isn't it? God, I am like out of breath too. Like I love this deck. I love scraps. This is one of the most fun, relaxing decks to play because it is just so, I don't know how to describe it, like just stupid and how it works. It's like, I'm gonna self-destruct and work and to do everything, and it's like hitting yourself against a brick wall but actually getting something out of it. Like that's kind of how I can really describe this deck's playstyle, and it makes for a fun and explosive playstyle in the archetype, and I just wish they had better synchros. Like if any of these 3 were quick effects, this deck would be infinitely better. Imagine this being a quick effect Trident, this being a quick effect double bouncer, this being a quick effect DD Crow ×3. Like it'd be so much better, but they're not quick effects, and that's the big thing that holds this deck back, and I really hate saying that, but I digress. What do you guys think about scraps? I'm really excited to play them. I can't wait to mess around with them more in Master Rule Revision, Master Rule 5, whatever the hell you want to call it. I just absolutely adore this deck. I'm hoping that they get more support when it stays. Like maybe a continuous spell that makes scrap monsters that are Synchros have quick effects. Like, hey, if Orcus can get a field spell, I can do that for the main deck monsters and their links. Why can't scraps? I digress. What do you guys think? Thank you for watching. Have a great day. It's your birthday. Happy birthday. How are you liking the new format, by the way? It is wonderful. Is what I would say if I wasn't currently in a freaking staying home order and making no money and somebody just get rid of this stupid virus already. Thank you for watching. Peace out. Thank you all for watching the video. Have a great day. If it's your birthday, happy birthday. Rate, comment, and subscribe. And see y'all later.